The story. A piece of artistic expression made to tell a memoir about things fiction and non-fiction. A way to spread a message or share an emotion. A depth dark as night and a height full of light. Every story, no matter how small, holds inside a cove of treasures that impact the mind and fluctuate the heart, control emotion and spread devotion, break humanity and free sanity, made for jest and lies with zest. But I confess nothing less could undress the mess on which I possess. Yet I caress and fulfill the bill in which you will conceal and feel until there is nothing left to yield. But for now, I have a story to tell. So here we are, as life unveils. Storytellers, tome of tales. Hello, my name is Storyteller, and welcome to Storyteller's Tome of Tales. Today we will be doing the other of our two shows, Kevin Broke the Universe. This is the pilot episode. With me today is...
Triple P.
And later on, even though he's late and he's probably getting fired for this...
How dare he?
DJ Zuko, also known as Maxwell Patton. So... Pat.
Yes.
Do you know what this is about?
No, I don't. I just know Steven broke the universe.
Kevin,
sorry. Excuse me. I'm thinking of the cartoon for some reason.
So that's a great start.
That's funny.
So, we're going to start with setting up your character sheet. Do you have that open?
All right. I will open it now. It is open.
All right. Could you describe to the audience what you see on your character sheet?
All right. So this is a list of qualities. You got name, character name. You have 4 different attributes. Intelligence. I'll fix that for you.
Is that misspelled?
Yeah, very
Probably,
misspelled.
Yeah. Thank you.
Wisdom, strength, and charisma.
All right.
We have hit points. And gold. I take that gold is the currency in the game.
That is the currency. Now, how many hit points do you get in this game?
You get 50 to start.
And how much gold do you get to start?
100 to start.
Now, what else do you see on there?
So there's a box for putting magic items, and there's also XP for experience. Obviously, you start with 0.
All right.
And then you have a block for weapons, items, and...
If you'll scroll down.
Notes.
And then...
spells.
All right.
Right down there at the bottom.
So this is not Dungeons & Dragons. I want to make that very clear here to start. As you can see, this is a very different character sheet than what you would be used to in a game of Dungeons & Dragons. Could you agree with that?
Yeah, I haven't played a full campaign with Dungeons & Dragons yet, but I have looked through some of the pages in the rulebook. It is a very complex game. And
this seems rather simple to look at.
It's very simple, yeah.
And that's the whole point of Kevin Broke the Universe. It's more story-based than game-based, which is why I think it would be perfect for radio. So, what's your name? Put that down first. We'll fill that in first. Because we're going to go ahead.
Name?
Yeah, we're going to go ahead and fill in the character sheet before anything else. And then what would you like your character to be called?
Now, before I name my character, I want to ask, are there any classes involved in this?
Oh, yes, there are classes.
Okay, what are the classes involved with this game?
Now, this is where things get fun. There are no set classes.
So
you could be anything you could possibly imagine, and that would work for this game.
How important is combat abilities in this campaign?
They can be important for some parts of it. You'll see as we play.
Okay. Is it possible for a character to be a healer but not so much combat-y and be involved alongside another character who has combat stats?
Yes, it is. Yep.
Okay, so what I'll do is I'll use a character that I've used in the past. Her name is Lavinity.
Lavinity?
She is a healer class.
All right.
So basically, she's not very good in combat, but she's very good at like healing other characters in combat and possibly giving temporary stat boosts during combat.
Now, again, I want to make this clear. You can be anything you can possibly imagine. I've played this game before, and people have been the Flash and other strange ideologies and characters. There is no limit to what you can be. This game is heavily based on imagination, and somehow it never breaks the game. It always works that way. Now, if you look at... so you're set on that character.
Yeah, we'll use that because that's the character most familiar with me. It'll be easiest to for me to incorporate that instead of building an entirely new character.
Perfect. All right, so why don't we handle that intelligence, wisdom, strength, and charisma? Now, do you know how to do that in D&D?
Yes and no. I have a general idea. Like, there's 0 is the base. It depends on the campaign. Like,
basically, it's based on dice rolls, right?
Okay.
In this game, it's not. There is no dice involved in this. You get 34 points to spend
on attributes.
On all of those attributes.
Okay.
And no more than that. So you get to spend that amount on all of those different attributes. And there's 4 attributes, so, I mean, it could split evenly. But you get to decide what you want your main focus to be. Real quick, wisdom is magic related, and intelligence is the understanding of the world. So to be able to do anything and solve puzzles.
Lavinity's strength will probably be in wisdom because she uses magic in order to heal and to boost other characters' stats in combat. Otherwise, strength will probably be her weakest point. Charisma, I'm not entirely sure on that one. What would charisma involve in this campaign?
Charisma, basically, if you're trying to flirt with somebody, you need a high charisma. If you're trying to get somebody to do something that you want them to do, you would need a high charisma. It's more manipulation and physical attraction tactics.
Okay.
So, say a situation where you're... with this really ugly dwarf and you want to get through this locked door. If you have a low charisma, the likelihood of that is very slim. But if you have a high charisma, it's a lot easier to do something like that.
Okay.
So have you decided on what you want everything to be?
I'm working it out now. I think what I'll do is... we'll do 8 for intelligence, 12 for wisdom, 5 for strength, and 9 for charisma. Because she is pretty good at... she doesn't like to manipulate, but she is very good at charming people.
Well, that would be helpful. All right. Now, here's the fun part. We have to take a little trip to the store. Now, the store is different in this game than it would be in your regular D&D, because in this one, you start out in this infinite white plane of existence. There's nothing in any direction. Nothing seems to exist. And you tell me what you want, and I will tell you if it's available. And you have 100 gold to spend. So
I tell you what I want, and you tell me if it's available and how much it costs.
Exactly.
Okay. Do I tell you, like, what it does in terms of, stats or anything like
important, that? For your character, that's absolutely something that you can do.
Let's see. So, are we doing magic items, weapons, or general items first?
All at once.
Okay.
You just tell me what you want, and I'll tell you if I have it.
Lavinity is mainly a spell person, so I don't think she's going to have very much in terms of items specifically.
We have spell books, we have staves, wands, the assortment is there. And there's also
she'll probably
numerous other magical items as well.
She will need at least one magic item in order for which her spell will be performed.
I can tell you a little bit about those items if you would like me to.
Go ahead.
The stabs were owned previously by other warlocks, witches, and the sort. They each staff does something different depending on the emblem on it, but I cannot tell you what that is until you buy it. But I can describe what it looks like, and you can make the assumptions for yourself of what that is.
Okay.
The books
the books are magical entities that are just as much alive as you are, and they have feelings, emotions, their own personalities, and you'll discover what that means as you go. I will say the cool thing about casting spells in this game, you have to come up with your own 4-line spells. It has to rhyme. It's ABAB, or AABB. You decide in that remark which one you want there, and you have to write your own spells to do your own things. And then you don't just have spells in your book. You ask your book for spells that you want, and your book will open up to that page if you roll a high enough number. The book gives you spells when you need them, and then after you learn them, you have them forever, if that makes sense. As for the wands, they're probably the most mysterious of the 3 items. There's not much known about them. They actually grow on trees in the woods. The reason you can tell the difference is because they don't grow like limbs. They have little writings from different languages that are long dead before you enter this world, and each one does something different. And so that's how wands work. Maxwell decided to finally join us. Say hi, Maxwell.
You notice I have class, right?
Yeah, I know you have class, but why don't you pull up a chair and grab out your laptop and open it up to the email that I'm about to send you.
Okay.
All right. If you could write down your email so I could send you the thing that I need to send you, that'd be great. All right. So, those are the base magical items. Now, of course, you can ask for more things along the way, but that's what I've got for you. So, those are the ones that I know of that have been used before, and for a good reason. Did you get everything you needed on wands while you were distracted there?
Yeah, I was listening as I pulled him in.
All right, cool. So, do you want to use one of those? Come up with your own stuff? Let's
start with a basic wand for now, and I suppose, like, as we progress further in the game, she could develop other abilities.
All right. Okay, so you want wands. Now, there are different levels of wand. Not all of them are the same. Again, they all do different things, but you have the basic wand, the bastard wand, the elder wand,
the bastard
and
wand,
the god wand. Now, the god wand is about 1,000 gold, which is way out of the price range. And from there it goes down. The next level down is 500. The next is 200. The next is 100. And then you can get a basic wand, which has no special abilities. It's basically just a branch off of a tree that somebody cut off, and that's about 50 gold to 5 gold, depending on what power level you want there.
Okay, so I'll keep that in mind. What other items are there?
So as the books, they go along the same level. There's the basic book, the bastard book, the wise book, the god book, so on and so forth. They basically go along the same price range, but a bit slower. The basic book's 5 gold, and then 50, 100, 200, and 500. They don't go past that.
Okay. So I think I might flip from a wand to getting the 50 book, but I'm not. That's just, I'm going to put that in the back of my mind.
So
because
you're thinking about getting the bastard book.
Yeah, but I want to hear what else is available.
As for the staffs, those start at 100 gold because they are some of the more powerful. So that would use up all your gold. It would start you out with something stronger, but you wouldn't know how to use it. That's the downfall.
Yeah.
So, but once you did learn how to use it, it would be able to do some stuff for you. And it works on the same level. They have their own names. They don't come in basic, bastard, master, and god. They all are their own staffs. There's the hand staff, the eye staff, the death staff, that like that. The hand staff is the cheapest. Would you like me to describe what that looks like for you?
Yeah,
so
go ahead.
Maybe make your own inferences on it. The hand staff, on the top of it is what looks like an index finger pointing to the sky on a closed fist.
Interesting.
Yes, and it is on top of it. It is completely made of what looks like gold, but it obviously isn't gold. It would be more expensive. So
way more expensive.
You can make the assumption it's fool's gold or something of the sort. In the end, though, that is the cheapest one you can afford, so I won't even worry about describing the other ones to you unless you're really
At least
curious.
not right now.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, that would make for interesting character development if I got the staff at 100, but didn't know how to use it and had to learn how to use it throughout the campaign.
Exactly. Remember, most magical items are just as alive as you are. They all have their own personalities and such. Books, the most so, but the staves as well do have their own personalities. They aren't... Where books can decide if they're good or evil, staffs are what they are as soon as you get them.
Bold of you to assume I'm alive.
That's true, Maxwell. And we're going to get to you for you to set up your character sheet right after we're finished with Pat here. So go ahead, Pat. What else are you thinking here?
Honestly, for character development purposes, like I wanted, part of me wants to start with the book so I have something that can be used immediately. However, that would negatively impact character development. So for purposes of character development, I'm going to go with the staff.
You're going to go with the 100 gold staff?
Yes.
The hand staff.
The hand staff.
The gold hand staff, or whatever you want to call it. You don't know the name of it, is the point I'm trying to make. Maxwell, that character sheet has been sent to you if you'll collect that from your email.
Is that a magic item?
That is a magic item, yes.
Okay.
So, that is your only purchase that you can make.
Yes.
Because you are limited to 100 gold. You now have 0 gold.
0. Yep.
Now, would you mind explaining to Maxwell what this character sheet is?
So basically, the character sheet contains it's a simplified, a very simplified version of a Dungeons and Dragons character sheet. You got your character name, so you can name it anything you want. Classes, there are classes in here, but we kind of get to determine what those are. Unlike D&D, where the classes are specified in the rulebook. Attributes. You have 34 points that you can spread between the 4 attributes of your character: intelligence, wisdom, strength, and charisma. Every character starts with 50 HP and 100 gold. And Sean here was talking about the different items that you could purchase with your gold.
Maxwell, what are you thinking of being in this world? Here, why don't we put the mic in between you guys so you can both get to it easily?
It's all right.
I'm thinking of being a character in this world. I don't know what kind I want to be, but...
See, here's the thing about Kevin Broke the Universe that I was explaining to Pat. You can be whatever your mind can come up with. Any type of... there was a character once who wanted to be a gnome carrying a giant battle axe that he had to drag behind him the whole time.
That's funny.
You can literally be whatever you can imagine. So what can you imagine, Maxwell?
I can imagine me being put under pressure to come up with a character. So that's honestly a really good question.
For if you want, I could tell you what I have, and that maybe give you some ideas. I think for this campaign, we need to have somebody with good combat skills, because my character, her weakest point is combat. However, her strong point is wisdom. So I have, and this is a character I've used in previous role plays before. Her name is Lavinity. She's a healer class. Her main purpose is to strengthen the stats of other characters temporarily in combat, or to heal damage that has been done to another character. However, in actual combat, she can't do very much damage, and she can easily get hurt. So for her stats, she has her strongest stat is wisdom, because she needs magic in order to do what she needs to do to boost the stats of other people. Her second highest is charisma, because she has a very charming personality, so she can kind of convince other people to do things even though she doesn't want to, but she can if she needs to. She has 8 for intelligence, and then of course her weak one is strength, which she has 5.
So let me get this straight. How do you roll stats?
You don't.
What?
Pick 'em. So you get 34 that you can spread across these 4 stats, and you can spread them however you want.
Okay, I want... what I'm thinking about playing is a Russian accented mercenary.
Oh, that's a fun
Interesting.
one. I like that. So you're looking at guns and the such in
Yes,
that way.
I am.
Now, you can have guns in this world, but you are in a universe where you're back in time, but
Okay.
how you got here doesn't matter, if that makes sense. And it'll make sense later why that is. So that's why you can be whatever you want to be. So you can have guns, but they are not at all the same as the guns that you're thinking of.
They're kind of like the old-fashioned pistols. And
Yeah,
stuff like that.
such like that.
It's
But
a
there are
flintlock, yeah.
magical items that can make those, like assault rifles and stuff like that. But they won't work with the same technology. They'll have flaws that new technology wouldn't. But they also have things that make them better than new technology in some ways.
Okay. This sounds intriguing.
Now,
You got.
I will say there is, if you want to go with the far away attacks, or what are they called?
Ranged.
Range attacks, yeah.
Long
Range,
distance, yeah.
long distance. If you would like that, I would heavily suggest going with the bow and arrow selection, because the most expensive bow and arrow that you can get is called the heart bow. Would you like me to describe that to you?
Go for it. Yeah.
The heart.
The heart bow is a golden curved rod with nothing else, no string and no arrows. That's all I can tell you, but it is one of the most powerful weapons in the game.
Okay.
Yes. So if that would be the direction you want to go, you can. You definitely couldn't afford that now. That's up there.
Obviously.
But it's definitely something you could build up to. But you would have to learn how to use a bow and arrow and start small to be able to get to that point, if that makes sense. Because when you guys enter this world, you know little to nothing. Oh, and to describe what the shop looks like that you're in right now, it's a white void. You can only see each other.
Ooh,
Okay.
interesting.
And it is just as much part of the world as the world is. Little quick note, intelligence is for basic knowledge of the world, wisdom is for magic use. You, of course, know what charisma and strength are. Those are pretty self-explanatory. So what did you decide for your intelligence, wisdom, strength, and charisma?
Let me see if I can do math here. Okay, so my intelligence is a 10, my
All right.
wisdom is a 5, my strength is a 8, and my charisma is an 11.
Interesting. And there will be a third person joining us eventually. We are not 100% sure who that is, but if you would like to get in contact with us and join this radio broadcast and become part of our group, please contact me at bubbaklooo@gmail.com. Again, that is bubbaklooo@gmail.com. All right. So
Please, we need someone.
are you guys...
More interesting.
Now,
Right,
Maxwell, what is your character's name?
His name is Herlock.
Herlock, and what is your character's name, Pat?
Her name is Lavinity.
Herlock and Lavinity. All right. And finally, my mercenary, what would you like to buy?
Is it basically anything off the top of my head?
Anything you could possibly imagine.
What sort of price range are we looking at here at the shop?
Anything you could possibly imagine.
So it'll depend on what you want.
Okay, so do I have to pay with like gold? Can
gold,
I pay with like squirrels I've caught in the wild?
Anything you can possibly imagine.
Oh my gosh.
By the way,
What I could imagine is you could probably catch squirrels, sell them for gold, and then use that gold to get stuff.
the reason I keep saying that is I'm not allowed to give you any more information than I already have. That is the allowance of information you're allowed to know about this store. There is a lot of mystery to this game, so be ready for that.
I don't even know how to respond. Okay.
But I will say you have 100 gold, and you are allowed to spend that in the store. That is information you're privy to.
What about some sort of locket or something?
Oh, there are personal items that do have an influence on your characters. They do different things, and if you would like them, I can spend my little wheel of roulette in my head and tell you what I can think of. Which, by the way, there are pre-planned thoughts, but there are also new things that I can come up
Pre-planned
with
thoughts?
on top of my head. Yes, this whole game is in my head. I have played it hundreds of times, and I know exactly what to do in every situation. I am God. So I know what's going to happen to you guys already.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
That's
so
what makes this game cool. That's exactly it. You guys have no idea, but I know all of it. And you will only know as the game progresses.
I don't even know. Okay, so I kind of... This is hard because I can't think of much here, especially because I'm under
Okay,
pressure here because
so
I'm on the radio. So.
If you want a little bit of inspiration, I could give you a website that can generate names and stuff for you. Go to seventhsanctum.com, and they got a whole range of different generators, and it might help you and help inspire you to come up with something.
That's a very good idea, actually. But you have to realize this game is completely based off imagination, so you're gonna have to stretch your brain a little bit for this one.
I prefer having a bit of structure. But
Exactly, but that's the reason it doesn't have any. It's taking you completely out of your comfort zone. That is the joy, and you will understand why that is as the game progresses. There's a reason for why all of this is the way it is.
Well, I can imagine just based off of the tile, the universe is going to fall apart somewhere, and I'm thinking since you already know what's going to happen to all of our characters, the only possible thing I could think of that is guaranteed for every character is death. So we're all going to die somehow, but there is the possibility of us getting revived or something.
That's a good theory. That's a good theory.
Are we going to pay any taxes here in this world?
That's it.
Maybe. There are situations where you could do that, actually.
We're like told.
By the way, there's hundreds of different endings. All pre-planned out.
It's like the Bandersnatch of D&D campaign.
Exactly.
There's only 3 things that are certain in this world: death, taxes, and double stuffed Oreos.
Yeah, that is correct.
Oh,
yeah.
that needs to be an item
That needs to be a
in this
T-shirt.
game.
You can get double stuffed Oreos. Those exist.
Can I buy some double stuffed Oreos in this
You
game?
could. That is 1 gold for a pack of double stuffed Oreos. If you 100% wanted to do that, you do need food.
I'm buying it.
We could do something like it temporarily boosts your strength by 1 or something like that.
Would you like magical double stuffed Oreos? That'll be 2 gold, please.
Do you actually have them?
I do have those. Yeah.
Yes. What's that going to do
I will.
for me?
It will raise every double stuffed Oreo. It's a pack of we'll say 50 Oreos. Every double stuffed Oreo you eat, and you can only eat 1 every turn, will give you 1 HP back. How's that sound?
Hey, that works.
That's amazing.
It's food. Yeah, that'll work. So in any case, it's a healing item. So you might want to describe what it does after you type that you do it. And that'll be 2 gold. So you still have 98 gold left to use. By the way, I'm monitoring you guys' character sheets.
I can
this whole
see that.
game, and that is also a part of this.
It's like a lockdown at this point.
I know. So you think there's no structure. There's actually a lot of structure to this game.
Can I buy a combination lock?
You can buy a combination lock. What do you want it to do? Because I can enchant it for you.
That's a solid question.
Can I ask what the reason for wanting the combination lock is?
To protect my double stuffed Oreos.
Oh, you know what?
So
That's
they don't get stolen.
Well,
that's a really good thing.
really just to protect my stuff, honestly.
So, what would you like it to do? Somebody in the background just screamed, "I don't know!" right after I asked that question.
That's my mind.
I'll pose a suggestion. If there's some sort of defensive stat that's going to be used in the campaign, how about the lock increases the defensive stat of the double stuffed Oreos significantly so that it's a lot less easy to loot them?
I can do that for you.
Let's go for it.
That'll be 5 gold, please. And
what
as
did
you
you say
see, 5 gold.
No, I mean, what was the thing it did?
Go ahead, Pat. Explain what you were saying.
It increases the defensive stat of the double stuffed Oreos so that it is a lot less possible for somebody to loot them from you.
It's going to be really funny that you said that because I don't want to spoil anything, but one of the first characters you meet might
It's going to be a thief.
maybe.
Interesting.
I love how this just became like a big running joke during this.
Double stuffed Oreos is going to be the joke of this entire
So
campaign.
I will remind you might want to buy some weapons as well.
I'm going to use my double stuffed Oreos as a weapon.
No, you got to buy a real weapon.
Oh, man.
Well,
Double stuffed Oreos.
how about he gets a slingshot for the double stuffed Oreos?
That's actually a good idea. I'm gonna get a slingshot, and I'm going to get a crowbar.
A slingshot and a crowbar.
I'm a big Gordon
So there
Freeman
are
up in here.
multiple types of slingshots that you can get.
Okay.
And they work in the order of there is a child slingshot, and then there is a slingshot with a crack in the side, but the crack is glowing black.
So it's kind of like an enchanted
Slingshot?
slingshot?
Could be.
So like maybe it catches the Oreos on fire and then puts your character on fire or something.
Could
if you
be.
get hit by it.
I will say this one has a pre-plan of what it does.
I want to take that risk.
You're gonna get the black crack.
You're gonna get the black crack.
Black crack slingshot.
Yeah.
Go sling some Oreos with your black crack.
Sure.
It's
Yeah.
great already. We're not even past the character sheets.
Go ahead and write that down, my guy. Go ahead and write that down. That'll be 10 gold. You still have so much to play with, man. It's because he's getting all these extra items and
Yeah.
trying to make a weapon out of them, which hasn't been done before. It's actually a unique strategy. Most people just immediately start asking for what they're used to with a campaign, which is regular weapons and such, which is what
Like
you
a
did,
staff,
which is completely fine. But there's a lot more you can do with it.
So next I'm going to get my crowbar.
You're going to get that crowbar. There's a few types of crowbars. There's an old rusty one. There is a brand new one. And there's one from Home Depot.
Nice. Wait, Home Depot exists in this time period?
Not anymore, but it did.
Ooh, that's keep that in mind. That's a story thing there.
How much are they?
Well, I will say the one from Home Depot says "To Dad" in a little ticket off the side of it, but there's no wrapping paper or anything.
I want
like
that one.
that. You want the Home Depot
Yes.
crowbar?
You want the one that was supposed to go to a dad?
Yes, because the name of the campaign is Kevin Broke the Universe, and my dad's name was Kevin.
Oh, well, to Dad, you can have the crowbar. I will say there is no affiliation in that connection at all. You just kind of made that up on the spot. Yeah, no, Kevin was a friend of mine back in kindergarten. That's where the name came from.
Good to know.
Has no affiliation. That's not who he is in the game, though. I will say that. Those
much
two
is that
Kevins
for
are
me?
related. Huh?
How much is it?
Oh, that's free.
Really?
It's a present.
Oh.
I mean, Home Depot doesn't exist anymore, so.
So let's see. We have 83 gold left. Pat, what have you got so far?
I just got the hand staff, which took all of my gold.
Okay.
Because, see, the thing about Lavinity, and I can actually show you a picture of her, she wears a dress all the time. She can't carry much, so it's nice that she just has the hand staff to carry.
What about some ball bearings?
You would like ball bearings?
Yes.
I'm curious, what for?
Slingshot.
Oh, for the slingshot.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, no, there's a collection of ball bearings that you can get.
How much is in the collection?
Well, funny enough, when the shelf appears holding the ball bearings, you see a little pack of screws sitting next to the ball bearings that are also from Home Depot.
Okay. How big are these screws?
They look like drywall screws, and they're about 1.5 inches each.
Okay. How much for both of those?
Well, the screws are present,
So free.
and the ball bearings are 50 gold.
How many do you get?
Yeah, that's one
For
more.
50 gold, oh, you get 200.
Okay.
You can buy less than that for less money if you would like, but I feel like that's a pretty good deal.
Is it 50 gold in that one?
Yes, it is.
I mean, ball bearings and slingshots, that could do some pretty damage there.
And how many screws we got?
How many screws?
Yeah.
You try to count it, but every time you count, you keep recounting, and the number changes.
Ooh, it's one of those things.
So one time you look in and it looks like there's 5. The next time you look in, it looks like there's 25. And then the next time you look in, there's 13.
This is intriguing.
And you said there was no structure. I know what I'm doing.
I hope you do.
I do. Or I wouldn't have made this a show. Are you good with that price? Do you want to keep the rest of your money? You want to spend it?
I'm going to keep it.
You want to keep that 33? All right.
I have a question for you
Before
in
we
this
start the
campaign.
game?
Yes, for the character sheet. Is it possible that we can define... Oh, well, the notes section could probably be a good place
Oh, you are welcome to
define
write
some
whatever...
weaknesses or limitations of the
you
character.
can do
things like
whatever
that.
you want. They might not play into the story, but if it makes you feel more connected to it, I will let you do whatever you would like to.
Well, obviously, like I said, one of the weaknesses of Lavinity is because
She's wearing a dress. She
wears
can't
a
carry
dress,
as
she
much.
can only carry so many items.
You know what? For you, I'll allow that to be part of the story. I like
Okay.
that. I like that. Any little weaknesses or maybe strengths that you would like to add to your
Harlock,
character?
I changed his name.
Harlock.
Strength, lockpicking.
You give him a lock picking ability.
Mm-hmm.
Sure. I'll play into that. Are you guys ready to start the adventure?
Yes.
All right.
What do you think, Pat? Are you ready?
Almost. I need to define a specific limit here, like in terms of the number of items that she could carry. Let's say
I would say 3.
I was thinking 3 to 5. Yeah.
Yeah, I would say give it a limit of 3.
We'll start her off on 3. Yeah.
And then if you get like a bag of holding or something of the such later on, she can carry more stuff.
Yeah.
And the limit of Harlock is that he is bad at remembering things
That's perfect.
because he previously had a drinking problem.
Well, I don't think that will work for one reason. You gave him an intelligence of 10. So he would, even if he had that weakness, at this point, he would have overcome that.
Well, how about this? I got an idea.
Okay.
All right.
There are alcoholic beverages in this game. The alcoholic
yeah.
beverages can give some sort of enchantment to Maxwell at the cost of a temporary reduction in his intelligence.
Ooh, for like a -5 for a moment or something like that.
Something like that. And during the duration, so the strength, whatever the
So
enchantment
he is an
is,
alcoholic, is what you're saying. So
Yeah.
anytime he sees alcohol, he has to roll a 20 side. If he gets under 10, he has to go drink the alcohol. But if he gets over 10, he can overcome his addiction. How about that? I like
Yeah.
that.
maybe something like that.
I switched my strength and my intelligence.
Now, do you both have your 20-sided dice with you?
I have mine, yeah.
All right. Would you mind sharing that with
Yeah.
Pat?
Of course, yeah.
Have one.
Pat, make sure you bring one next time, you freaking loser. I'm just kidding.
I didn't think to get one.
That's fine. I forgot to tell you.
There are plenty of places to get 20-sided dice.
There are plenty of places. Do you only have one in that whole bag?
He sounds like he has quite a few.
No.
You have multiple?
I have more than multiple.
Oh, could I have one as well? I was about to download an app.
You told me to bring 3 D20s.
I did tell you to bring 3D20. I thought you only had one, though, the way you said that. I thought you're like, yeah, I have one. And then you pull out this entire sack, and I'm like, that's not one. Oh, yeah, I forgot to tell everybody. You only use a 20-sided dice in this game.
Mm-hmm.
There is no other dice use in this game. It is only 20-sided. I hope any of this is pulling your intrigue to this game, because it is a very enjoyable game. You just have to get past the fact that it's not played like a traditional Dungeons & Dragons game.
So I got another question for you.
That's perfectly fine.
Do emotions have an impact on
yes,
the character?
very much.
So, since Livinity has a weakness, could I balance it with the strength? And that strength would be that Livinity, you'll have to roll for it, but Livinity has the capability of helping to reduce intense emotions in other characters.
Perfectly. Yeah, go ahead. That's a really good power there. That's intelligent. I like that. All right, everybody, are you ready to start the campaign? This will be the final time I ask, because I'm going to do it whether you're ready or not. Here I come.
Yeah, let's
I am
let's
saying
go.
man.
All right. Are you two ready?
Yeah.
Let's go for it.
All right. In the white void that you find yourselves in, you see a bald man in a 3-piece suit, a tie, a suit jacket, and black pants with a white shirt and dress shoes. Walk your direction. He has a face of a man who's seen a million things at a million times in a million ways. A man who knows who he is, where he is, and why he is, no matter what, no matter where, no matter why. He is a man who understands. And he is a man who's more than a man. He walks up to you with a stride of confidence that even you don't expect. He seems so sure of himself, yet so distant. A confidence allures him that you cannot even happen to comprehend because it's more than human. A smirk crosses his face, and he looks at you and he says, "Hey, boys. Looks like we got another pair of winners coming to try to fix the universe. I'll tell you now, we've had group after group after group try to do this before, and not one has done anything. So if you think you guys stand a chance trying to fix the universe that Kevin broke, I have something to inform you of. Is this on a radio show? Am I on? Hello, this is my show now. I am on a radio show with some losers who think they can play D&D. Listen, guys, listen. I know what you think you're here to do, but you're not here to do it. You're here to enjoy the adventure I give you. And if you don't, I don't care. I will put you through pain that you've never felt before. I will make you cry. And while you're crying, while you're on the floor, swaddled up like a little baby, I will laugh. Because this is my damn world, and you're only living in it. My name's Satan, by the way. It's nice to meet you. What's your names?
Lavinity gawks at Satan in a terrified look and expression on her face as fear courses through her veins. Lavinity happens to be one of those characters that easily picks up on, is very empathetic of what is going on around her. So anything that happens with other characters tends to impact her quite greatly. But Lavinity has been through experiences like this before. So with a quick and slow inhale and then an exhale, she maintains her composure. And then she looks straight at Satan's eyes, and with an adorable smile on her face, she replies in enthusiasm, "I am Lavinity."
And the Satan man, he sees Harlock with a nice smirk on his face, and he walks straight up to him, not even phased. He goes, "My name's Harlock. Nice to meet you." And he just give him the firm handshake.
He goes for the handshake, and Satan pulls his hand away, pulls out a thing of hand sanitizer, puts it on his hand, rubs it on his right hand, and reaches out to accept the handshake. And with his index and thumb finger, he shakes the man's pinky finger in fear that whatever that man thinks he is doing, he's not doing it right.
We just lost a poster in here.
A poster has fallen
Satan.
off the wall. It's nice to meet you. Anyway,
I sound like Steve Irwin. Crikey, mate.
if you wouldn't mind not touching me, I can turn your arms to spaghetti noodles if that will make you feel less inclined, but hopefully I won't have to do that. You guys can call me Lucy. That's the name I go by. Lucifer, the fallen angel, God's forgotten son, right? No? You guys think of the
Lavinity
Bible.
quickly looks at Herlock and then back at Satan with a confused look on her face. She whispers, or she utters quietly but still audibly to Herlock in a way that Satan can still hear her, and says, "Lucy, I thought that was the name of Satan's daughter."
I don't. What? You guys know a little bit too much about me, so let's hope you. Okay.
That your daughter's a nice girl.
Don't you ever talk about my daughter, bro. She is a virgin for life. She lives in a cage in my basement. Uh-oh. She ain't going anywhere. And if you think she is, you're definitely not going to be the person who touches her.
But that poster's definitely going somewhere.
The poster has fallen completely off the wall. We haven't even touched it. Satan looks at you and he goes, "All right, are you guys ready for your adventure? Because I'm tired of looking at you."
I was born ready.
Lucy, not Lucy, what am I thinking? Lavinity, a little unsure of herself because she was a little bit afraid about what was to come, as she did not like uncertainty all that much. She says with a soft voice, although not very confidently, "Yeah, I guess so."
Okay, well, now that everybody's put themselves together and decided what their character is going to be, I guess Max and Pat, he looks deep into your character's eyes. We can get on with the story. And he snaps his fingers. You guys appear in front of a pub. It is an old pub. It is made out of wood and brick, and it has obviously been loved and used for years before this date. It is cracking and breaking a bit, but still
just like
put
you.
together. Still put together in such a way that its beauty is even shown throughout its age. Around you is an empty field, and then right at the edge of that field, on the opposite side of the pub, is a forest, a circular forest wall that encloses the field, the two of you, and the pub within. The forest is dense, and visibility through it is worthless of effort because it is too dark and full for any eye to see past its wooden grove. What do you do?
Lavinity looks around to see if there are other characters or people or creatures that are abound in this area by the pub, seeing as though she and Herlock, I take it Satan disappeared.
Satan is no longer there. That
Okay,
is
yeah, I
correct.
thought so. Seeing as though it was only her and Herlock in this bar, she looks at Herlock and says, "What is this place?"
It's a forest I've seen a few times, only in my memories. It's a nice place, I'll say that. It's very nice.
Memories. Lavinity looks at Herlock with a little bit of a interested curiosity look on her face. What kind of memories?
See, I've been drunk at this pub a few times before, and just wandered into the woods, talked to the animals. Even the animals thought I was crazy.
Satan appears next to you. I don't know what you're talking about, because you haven't seen any of this before. Stop ruining my story, my guy. I will literally deck you in the face with all three of my fists.
All right then.
And he disappears.
Well, it's just simple. Because I've seen this place before, but it's like I haven't. It's this weird deja vu effect, I feel like.
I love how Satan just comes in and tweaks the story ever so slightly. He's like, no, never mind. I just feel like I've been here before.
Well, I just say I feel like I've been here in my memory, so.
Yeah, I like that. So, as Lavinity looks around, she does not notice anyone near the pub. It is an empty field with just the two of you. You do think you see the face of a deer pass by in the woods, but just for an instant. And you can hear small chit-chat from inside the bar, but just slight, as if it's not that full of people. There are no windows to see in. You can only hear through the crevice of the crack in the door, as the door is not fully closed.
Okay.
So, yeah, there you go.
Lavinity listens intently at the slight noise coming from the bar, with a curiosity lurking in her mind, yet a fear that something could happen, as this place was very intimidating for her. She looks at Herlock and says, "Should we go in and check it out?"
I don't see why not. Time
So-
to explore my memories.
So, would you guys like to go inside the pub?
Yeah.
All right, so you're not going towards the woods. Cool. By the way, every decision you make changes the way the story goes. I want to make that very clear. You would have gotten a completely different situation if you would have gone in the woods. So remember that. Every choice you make changes the story.
This until dawn now?
No, it's just a part of the story. You walk into the pub, and you see around there are 3 tables set up, 2 around the middle of the room, and then 1 in a dark black corner in the back. There's a hooded figure sitting in the back. You cannot see his face, but he has his hands on his table, and he's playing with a 20-sided die. At the bar, there is a burly man, huge, muscular, full of facial hair, long hair down to his shoulders, and he's chugging a glass of alcohol that looks like the size of a small child from your point of view. At the bar is a bald man with a big beer belly and what looks to be blonde eyebrows, so you would assume that he was blonde years ago, but that time has passed. You see him lick his lips, and you notice that his tongue is serrated. It is two-pronged tongue. Now, that could be from an injury, you're not sure. He wears a white grimy t-shirt covered in stains of spilled drinks and grease from cooked meals of the day, and along with that is a blue pair of tussled, dirty jeans and what look to be a pair of sneakers that have been worn down. And he is walking around cleaning off different desks of spills because you notice every time that the big burly man at the bar takes a swig, liquid spills everywhere. He is very careless with every drink that he takes.
He reminds me of Benny from Stranger Things. Honestly.
So that is what you see. It isn't dim. The lighting is a warm glow around the room. It feels welcoming, and you can hear a piano playing, but there is no one around, nor a piano to be played. It's just as if the sound of the piano is in the air. And you do see a staircase at the very back of the room that goes up and then to the right, and you can't see anywhere past where that staircase goes. It just looks dark up there. That is what you see. So, yeah.
Quick question. Does the bar... how is the bartender drinking his drink? Like, is there any hesitation?
You mean the burly man at the bar?
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah. No, there's no hesitation. He seems very joyous in every gulp he takes. He doesn't seem depressed. He doesn't seem upset. In fact, he seems like a very jolly individual. And he's just drinking alcohol because it seems fun. By the way, you're not very sure of what the concoction he is drinking is. It is a bright neon green.
Okay.
So it could be anything.
I'll let Herlock take the next turn on this one.
What's the floor made out of?
The floor is wooden boards, as you would see in an old kitchen.
So if I walk on it, would it creak?
It would creak a little, yeah.
Okay. Like, how spread out are the tables in this tavern? Are they?
The two in the middle are about 2 yards apart, and the other table that's far in the corner is about 3 yards away from them.
You're getting very specific. I'll say that.
Well, this is a very planned out world.
That's fair.
It helps out, though.
Yeah, with visualizing it. Yeah.
So I walk up. Harlock walks up to the man.
Which man is he walking up to? The one in the dark corner, the burly man, or the bartender?
The burly man.
All right.
Like, greetings, friend.
The burly man turns to him and goes, "Why there? How you doing today? What's your name, little man?"
The name's Harlock.
Harlock! He reaches out his giant hand to shake yours. You take his hand, and you notice that your hand is only half the size of his massive hand. He shakes your arm, and it nearly bounces you off the ground as his strength just pulls you up and down. And then he picks you up in one grasp and sets you down on the stool, and he bangs on the table. "Get this man a drink. He seems kind and nice. My name's the Thief. What's yours?"
The name's Harlock.
"Nice to meet you, Horlock." Now, you might be wondering why they call me the Thief. It's because that's the least thing I'm good at, is trying to steal things. I was a little guy when I was about your age. What's your age?
I'd say about
We haven't figured out already.
45.
45? I thought you were 10. Well, anyway, when I was about 10, I tried to steal my dad's wallet, and it fell out of his pocket mid-grab, and he was so mad at me. He said, "Kiddo, you ain't gonna be stealing things. You're not gonna be some sort of thief." And I said, Dad, you know what? That's exactly what I'm gonna be. And I'm gonna be the greatest adventurer you've ever met, because I'm gonna steal everything. And so I became the Thief, and you know how much I've stolen? Absolutely nothing. I'm not very good at it, but, you know, there's no reason to be upset about that. You know what? As long as this bar's here and I'm able to get my alcohol on, I don't care how much stuff I've stolen, because I have friends and I have a good time. And that's what matters. Ain't that right, Harlock?
I agree with you.
And what are you, lovely lady? What's your name?
Lavinity is a very shy character. When she approaches new people or new characters, she tends to get very quiet at first. Now, normally when she's around people who she knows and has been very acquainted with, she's very charming and very bubbly. But when she first meets somebody, it's like she's hiding in her turtle shell. She looks at the man and smirks from his bubbly personality, yet her shyness got the best of her, and all she could say to him was, with a stutter, Lavinity, sir.
Oh, there's no reason to be shy, young lass. I'm a kind guy, never hurt a soul in my life on purpose. I am a very big man, so sometimes accidents do happen. But I'll tell you, never on purpose have I ever hurt anyone, or ever would. I wouldn't have a fly, unless it was an evil fly. Then I would smash the crap out of that fly. That fly would not stand another fly another day. I guess flies don't. Do flies stand? Do they have legs?
I guess they stand.
Do flies have legs?
I think so.
Anyway, it doesn't matter. What would you like to drink? I'll get you a drink.
You got a. I do like some alcohol, but today I think I'll go for a nice glass of milk.
Roll a 20 to see if you are able to withstand the drawl of alcohol. You did this to yourself.
I said milk.
I know, but there was alcohol all around you, and he asked if you would like some.
Alcoholic roll, yeah.
What'd you get?
Nat 20.
Oh, boy, you're getting that glass of milk. I'm going to tell you that right now. That glass of milk is coming right now. He slams on the table. Get this man some cow urine. That's where milk comes from, right? Is that where milk comes from?
No.
I don't know anatomy. Get this man some milk. He wants milk. The bartender walks over. He goes, hey there. You need a glass of milk at a bar? What are you, 5? That's what I thought. He's 47.
45.
He's 45. You're damn 45 and you want a glass of milk.
You're never too old to enjoy a glass of milk.
The bartender chuckles and he walks into the back of the
Am I suddenly
bar.
Marty McFly from Back to the Future Part 3?
I guess so. And what about you, lass? What would you like today?
Well, sir, if you don't mind, Lavinity started, a little nervous that she was in a bar, given that she was still a year under the legal drinking age. She was only 20 after all.
Uh-oh.
She asked, do you guys have some non-alcoholic cider?
Lady, all alcohol belongs in cider. There never should have been cider without alcohol. The existence of that is a sin to God. But if you insist. We'd like some apple juice for the last. All right. So what are you guys in town for? What you up to? I mean, there isn't anything in a 6-year radius of this place. On foot. So if you got something in mind, what's going on?
We just got here.
From where?
Aspect of Holmes.
You from the town of Drax?
I'm sorry, the what now?
The town of Drax? It's just a mile down the road. Or maybe you're from the town of Angelina. That's down on the side of the cliff. Down on that side.
I've never seen this place in my life.
You never been to Angelina? That's a beautiful town, I'll
I've
tell
had
you.
dreams about it, but I've never seen it in real life.
Well,
This is the first time,
so you're from nowhere. 2 blokes from nowhere.
I guess.
Well, nowhere's only a few miles from here. Why didn't you just tell me?
I could be in Kansas, maybe.
What the hell is a Kansas?
Hey, it's a continent over,
Well,
I think.
if you were, you ain't in Kansas anymore. The bartender comes out with a large glass of cow urine, and
That's not what milk is.
and he sets it on the table. Luckily, you assume it's milk because it smells like milk and it tastes like milk, and it smells like milk. But for some reason, you see just a glint of sparkle to it, just slightly, not super noticeable, but just like it looks better than it is.
I'm going to take one of my double stuffed Oreos and I'm going to dip it in the milk.
Of course you are. You
Genius.
said. The thief looks over. He goes, "Mate, are those some double stuffed Oreos?"
Yes, they are.
Can I hit one of those?
I won't blame you. They're pretty good.
Can I get one?
Yes.
He reaches his hand out.
Here you go.
Yeah, we can't see the action on the radio.
Oh, yeah, good point. Yeah.
The thief takes it, and you notice that the size of the Oreo looks like a mini Oreo in his hand. And he takes it in his index and middle finger, and he takes a bite of it, and he goes, "Damn, I haven't tasted something like that since..." A frown crosses his face.
Lavinity, quickly noticing the frown, looks over to him in concern and says, "Are you all right?"
"Oh, yeah, no, I'm fine." He finishes off the rest of the Oreo. "Well, I'm going to bed. You two have a nice night." You notice that he forgot to order your drink. "Well, I'll see you guys later. Thank you for... goodbye." And he runs up the stairs. The bartender sits down and goes, "You guys happen to be adventurers?"
Well, I certainly adventuring somewhere.
"So you are..."
Why not be here?
"All right, well, I've been looking for a pair of adventurers. Haven't had any come down here in a long time. Now, I got a little demon upstairs haunting one of my bed and breakfast rooms, and if I don't get him out, I'm going to lose some business. Would you two know any way of handling that type of situation?"
Are you talking an actual demon or like a small child? 'Cause I can get you either way.
"No, I'm talking about a literal demon, like with wings and, well, I don't know. It's so black in there. I don't know what he looks like, but it's a demon."
I'll say, well, not Lavinity. What do you think?
Lavinity puts on her puzzled look on her face as she thinks about the situation and tries to assess it in her head. And then she looks over at, I'm sorry, what was it? That one guy.
The thief?
The thief.
Well, he's
no,
walked upstairs.
he ran away, yeah. The one who mentioned, the bartender?
Yeah, the bartender.
Mentioned the, sorry, I completely
It's the
missed that
bartender
point.
who's talking to you right now.
She looks at the bartender and asks, how long has this demon been here?
"Well, a few years ago, we had a little bit of an incident in the third bedroom up there, and, I mean, it wasn't purposeful. Nobody knew it was even happening, but a very distraught woman did something terrible to herself in that room, and after that incident, it kind of became a not-so-good place. We're not sure what happened, but no one's been in there since. Now, don't worry, she's not in there anymore. We took care of that part. The demon didn't come in until a few days after. But since it's been in there, no one's been able to go in, use it. I've been losing tons of business because of it. It's been a bad time, and I'm kind of worried it's going to spread."
Goodness, Lavinity says, especially reacting to the story of what could possibly have happened to that woman. As she ponders through her mind, at first she was thinking the woman might have done harm to herself, but then hearing that the demon was not the woman and something that came into the room a few days after this occurrence, she dismissed that thought quickly from her mind. Instead, she pondered on the possibility of the demon being summoned. Perhaps this woman had a Ouija board or other relic in that room which could have spawned the demon. Lavinity looks over at the bartender and says, "Do you suppose there was a Ouija board up there?"
"Well, if there was, I didn't see anything. Well, to be frank, the story's pretty sad. I don't know if you two want to hear something like this. But it was a tragic moment. The demon won't need anything other than a simple puzzle fix, I'm assuming, because most demons go down with a little bit of puzzle work. But don't worry too much about what happened to the girl." And he says, "I'll pay you both, say 100 gold each if you're able to take care of this little problem for me."
Sounds good to me.
All right, third bedroom upstairs. There's only 3, so you can't miss it. Don't go out the window. And with that, he walks away
He winks
from the
at
bar.
Harlock winks at the bartender just before he walks away.
He notices your wink, nods at you, and he walks into the back of the bar. There's a little back room behind the display of all of the drinks. He opens the door, goes in the back, and shuts it. You two are left with the hooded figure in the dark corner, and the piano music is still playing. Everything else seems normal, and that's what you see.
Okay, so I assume these are probably just wooden stairs that we're going up to?
Yep.
Okay.
If we go up the wooden stairs, can we come back down at any time?
Yeah. Well,
Okay.
from all you know at the moment, yeah.
Okay.
Harlock gonna head up the stairs first. I assume Lavinity will follow.
Here's where Lavinity has a little bit of a complication in her thought process. Lavinity looks over at Herlock and asks him, "Are you sure we should go up there? Perhaps we should ask for assistance from this hooded man, although I'm not quite sure his intentions. What do you think, Herlock?"
You know how much 100 gold is? It's quite a lot, we'll say that. It's a demon. We gotta help these people. And plus it'll help us understand our new little predicament we're in, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, I suppose you're right, Lavinity says. Admittedly, a little bit defeated, because she fears, considering that she is not very strong in combat, that she will get hurt in the process. However, she has trust in... wow, I just had a brain fart. What's the character's name again?
Harlock.
Harlock. I said it so many times that you would think I would remember it by now.
Yeah.
So Lavinity tags along behind Herlock and looks around in the process, trying to take in everything that is going on and assess.
You
their
notice
safety.
in that, and while you're assessing safety, that the hooded figure has his eyes specifically on you.
On Lavinity?
Yeah,
Okay.
and he makes a roll of his 20-sided dice. Then he picks it up and keeps playing with it in his hands. Then he looks back down.
Did you roll a 1? Did you roll a 1?
No, that was just for the sound.
Oh, couldn't know. And Harlock notices Lavinity's shyness going up the stairs, and he's like, "Don't worry, I won't let you get hurt. I wouldn't let that happen to you."
So what's the plan? You guys going for the hooded figure, or you going up the stairs?
Up the stairs.
Up the stairs, yeah.
All right. You walk up the stairs, and there's a light switch at the top of the stairs. You can't see anything else. It's a bit dark.
The light switch is off, I take it, right now?
It seems to be that way, yeah.
Okay.
We should have brought a flashlight.
Lavinity, unable to see, tries to feel around the wall for a light switch.
She feels it.
And she feels it, and she goes to try and turn it on.
The hallway light turns on successfully. You see 3 doors. One of them is cracked open, and you can hear the thief breathing. You can tell it's his breathing because it sounds larger than an average breath taken, if that makes sense. It sounds like there's a lot more lung space in his body. The other door, the middle door, is closed, and the door at the end is also closed. At the back wall is a window, and you can see the forest outside. The problem with this is when you were outside, you noticed that the pub was only 1 floor, yet you are on the 2nd floor of the pub. And you saw no window, yet there is a window there.
Oh no. Just oh no.
This is a connection you make very quickly. It worries you, but you don't think much of it after that.
So is the light on right now?
Yeah.
The light is on in the hallway, and
What
you
do we
see.
see? What do we see?
Well, I said 3 doors. One of them cracked. The thief's in there. The middle door is shut, and the last door is shut.
Let me go to the last one.
There's the 3rd room.
Yeah.
The one with the demon.
That's what they'd said.
Yep. You walk to the 3rd door. You don't want to adventure the other 2 rooms? You want to go straight
Actually-
to the 3rd?
Let's go to the first one because you said it was cracked.
Yeah, you open it up, and you see the thief.
Anything fun?
The door doesn't make any sound as it opens. It seems like these doors are kept quite oiled. Maybe the bartender does genuinely care about this place.
Oh my gosh, what?
And the thief has his back turned to you. He's laying in bed, and he is just staring at the wall that his bed is lying against. You also notice that there is a dresser. It has 3 drawers in it, and there is a desk with a lamp and the lamplight is on and next to the bed. That is what you see in this room. You also see his shoes are off.
I
They're
assume
tucked in
he
the bed.
probably lives here, I would say. Good for him. I go to the thief, Harlock does, and he's like, you know of any way to possibly get this demon out of here, possibly defeating it?
The thief rolls around and he looks up at you and he goes, "What?
Oh, I assume the thing has a weakness.
Who are you? Why are you talking to me?"
What? Suddenly making the connection, just like, I don't know. Do you remember me, right, Harlock?
"Oh yeah, Harlock, how you doing, mate?"
You've got a short-term memory loss too, it seems.
"No, I remember you."
He glares deeply into his eyes. It's like,
"Something wrong, mate?"
sure. So, you told us to fight this demon.
"I didn't tell you to find nothing."
Excuse me, the bartender did.
"Oh, the bartender. Yeah, there's a little demon in room 3 there. He told you to fight it. You gonna pay you some money, eh?
Oh, so he's paying us
Gotta
100
make some
gold.
change some way, huh? I'll tell you what, that bald figure with the 3-piece suit, he's hard to please."
So how would you go about defeating it?
Well,
Be your plan of action.
well, I don't know. Why don't we observe it first? See what happens. You got that golden staff right there with you. Maybe that can do something. I don't know. I don't know how to defeat it.
Lavinity had a thought in her mind prior to when the hand staff was mentioned, and then the hand staff was mentioned, which intrigued her even more. So she quickly dismissed the first question that she was going to ask and instead focused on the hand staff. Well, I do have a staff with me, but I don't really know if I've never used it before. I don't know how to use it, she says.
I'm a failed thief. I don't know what it does, if that's what you're asking. I know little to nothing about magical items. The most magical thing I have is this. He pulls a necklace out of his pocket, and you see it's a locket, but it's closed. And he wraps it around his hand, he looks at it daringly, and he puts it back in his pocket. Basically, that does me no good, because I'm not a magical character. I'll tell you, though, I'll observe it with you guys. I'm okay for an adventure.
I don't see why not.
All right, well, why don't we go give it a look?
Is such a thing?
So he walks out with you. Do you guys want to check anything in his room before you leave it?
Is this a looting campaign? Like, do you grab items?
You can, yes.
Okay.
Harlock wants to check the drawers.
So what do you... Oh, you're looking through my drawers there? All right. An odd thing to do when you first meet a person, but go ahead. Just don't steal anything.
Not planning on it. Just trying to see if we can use anything to fight this thing.
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
So, there's 3 drawers. You're going to look in the middle one first.
You open up the middle drawer, and you see a flashlight.
There we go. Flashlight. We don't have to buy one.
Oh, you want my flashlight?
I'm joking.
No, you don't want my flashlight.
That was, yeah.
Oh. Well, you got really excited about that flashlight.
That was out of character.
Oh, okay. So you see a flashlight. Looks like a dirty pair of underwear, a few of them. And there is a pocket knife.
Does it seem like, so it just seems like a regular old pocket knife? How big is this?
It is the size of the thief's hand.
Okay.
So it's a very
pretty
large
big.
pocket knife.
All right. Look in the first one, the one above that.
In there, the drawer is empty, save a picture frame of a woman. The picture looks like it was taken in 1998. You don't understand why you know what the year 1998 is, but you can tell that it is from that year. And in the picture, you recognize the face of the woman, but besides that, you can't pin a name to it.
Hey, that was the year I was born.
That was out of character, obviously.
Yeah, obviously.
Herlock, being 45, was not born then.
1998.
Yeah, so that's.
Oh, we don't know what time this takes place. It could take place theoretically in 2043. We just don't know.
It could take place in all of time, considering Kevin broke the universe,
Or there could be no time.
or there could be no time.
What is time anyway?
Anyway, so that's what you see.
Okay. And now the third one.
The third drawer is empty. There's nothing in it.
Okay.
He seems to mainly use the middle drawer. Do you want to take anything?
Don't mind to steal anything. I'm gonna abide by that.
All right, so, you
So
close
we're
the
gonna
doors.
walk to the.
Nothing you thought we could use in there?
I mean, could use the flashlight or the pocket knife.
Oh, you're free to use it. Just make sure you give it back to me after we kill this demon or whatever.
I mean, it's told me not to take anything, so I might as well abide and let you do that.
So you don't want to use any of them for the demon?
Let's go for it.
No.
I'm gonna take the pocket knife.
You take the pocket knife. All right. When you take the pocket knife, you realize for you, it's like a dagger. It's not the size of a small knife. It is the size of a dagger.
Oh,
And
wow.
it flips in and out. So that's kind of cool.
It makes really loud noise when it does.
Think. Think.
Okay, so what? So it's just like a metal dagger, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is it like rusty or is it like brand new?
Well, it
How
looks
well-
like he takes very good care of it. It
looks
has his signatures,
I was about to
TT.
say, is there anything engraved on it?
Yeah, there's TT, which you assume means
The
the
thief.
thief, engraved
love
on
that.
it. And that's it.
All right, let's go to the third room and see what.
So you're skipping the second room.
Yeah.
All right. I will say, as you pass the second room, you can hear snoring coming from that room. All right. So you're skipping it, going to the third room.
I'm not being a murder hobo today.
All right. You get to the third room. What do? Do you want to look out the window? That's also there.
So the window's like, is it like perpendicular to the door? Or is it like across from it?
Yeah, it's like a right angle to the door. So
So
it's the
door,
back wall.
window.
So the three doors are on the left wall. It's directly parallel to where you guys came up the stairs.
I'm gonna look out the window.
All right, you look out the window. It looks like you're looking out of the back of the bar, which doesn't make sense because this should be the right side of the bar. When you look out the back of the bar, you see what looks to be a dumpster and two trash cans standing next to it. The Twilight Zone.
That's Doctor Who, but okay.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I thought you were whistling out the window or something.
That's basically what I'm whistling. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
I'm
what
whistling
you
out
see.
the window. No,
Oh.
I mean, Harlock is, in character is whistling out the window. That.
You whistle out the window, and nothing happens.
Oh, I didn't say anything, did so.
No.
Yeah.
I'm going to go to the door, the third door. I'm going to crack it open just a bit.
You crack open the door, and inside, you see absolute blackness.
This is where the flashlight should have come in play.
I tell Lavinity to grab the flashlight.
You tell who?
Lavinity, Harlock tells Lavinity to grab the flashlight.
All right, that's up to her.
I would rather have the thief grab the flashlight since it's his, Lavinity said, wanting to be genuine, just like Herlock, with not stealing anything without his permission.
All right, I'll go get it real quick.
That's a good point.
He walks back to his room.
And doesn't return, I take it?
No, he does, just not yet. You
Oh,
guys have a
okay,
turn
I was gonna
before
say.
he returns.
All right, so, well, how big is this door?
The door looks like a normal human size. It looks like the thief would definitely have to duck to get into it, but he could fit through the door.
Are there any cracks around the door frame?
Nope, the door looks perfectly fit. You do notice this one creaks, though.
I'm gonna walk into the room, staying close to the door. I'm gonna crouch. Yeah, Harlock's gonna crouch.
As soon as your foot enters the room and touches the blackness, you lose 20 HP.
Ooh.
I did roll a nat 20. And you immediately fall to your knees in pain as the darkness seems to hug tight to your flesh.
So is this a darkness thing, or is this just a simple matter of we don't know what caused the damage to
Good
Herlock?
question. We don't know.
Okay.
I can't tell you anything.
All right, Harlock's gonna scatter out the door.
You're gonna what?
He's gonna just like
Pull himself back out?
pull himself back up. Yeah.
As you leave, you see that the darkness clings to your leg, but then flops back off it
What
into
the
the
heck?
darkness.
This is cool. Also, we have like 10 minutes, I think.
Yep.
So
Lavinity, in a slight panic, looks over at Herlock and quickly rushes to his aid. Are you okay, Herlock? I seem to have seen some sort of dark figure trying to pull you in.
trust me, I've had way worse injuries.
You
Way
do
worse.
look at your legs, and it looks like a layer of flesh has been eaten off of it. It's just one layer of skin. You're in a lot of pain, but there's more layers of skin, obviously. But one layer of skin has been eaten or ripped off. You can't tell
So you've
which.
basically been skinned and it feels like a burn or
Yeah.
something like that.
But it's the entire leg. And your shoe has a layer of it is now missing. It looks like whatever
layer of the
happened.
shoe is-
Yeah,
Interesting.
That's kind of crazy.
that's what happened. The thief returns, holding the flashlight. All right, what the hell happened to you? I was gone for 5 minutes, and here you are with a skinned leg.
Takes you 5 minutes to grab a flashlight.
All right, no, it wasn't fight. You wanna fight about this?
Something's in there. It's way more than a demon, it looks like.
Oh boy. Well, do we go in then?
You're gonna get hurt, you're gonna get something in the eye, dead.
Oh, okay. Well, what do we do then?
You know, that's a good question. What do you think, Lavinity?
Lavinity ponders at the thought and then looks at the room filled with this dark, mysterious force, so to speak. Lavinity is unsure whether or not this force can be attacked with physical force, which is something that Herlock could do with the knife. Lavinity ponders on... she wished she knew what she could do, or she wished she knew how to use the hand staff, but unfortunately she doesn't. Lavinity asks Herlock if she could borrow the flashlight.
Take it with you. I've got an idea. Harlock hands Lavinity the flashlight. He takes one of his ball bearings, and he is going to throw it into the room.
All right. It goes into the room, and it is tossed back out, but it is considerably smaller than it was when you had thrown it in, as if layers of it had been eaten away.
What the heck?
Okay.
Even metal? Wow.
Lavinity looks interestingly at this ball and says to Herlock, "It seems like this force has some sort of corrosive property to it, and it can eat away at anything and everything, pretty much."
Well, we can't go in if it's just going to eat our flesh, then. What do we do?
Double stuffed Oreos.
Here's my question. Out of character. Does that work for just me, or can it work? Are they just healing?
Oh, you
Oreo
mean the
for
healing
everyone?
double stuffed Oreos?
Yes.
Whoever eats them gets healed.
All right. I'm gonna eat 2 of them.
Okay, you eat 2 of them, you gain 2 HP.
Right.
Now remember, there was 50 Oreos, right?
Yeah. So I'm
So
at
now there's
46.
48. Oh, 46. Yeah, you're right. Uh-huh. Yep.
Gave one to the thief.
Did you also take off one of your ball bearings?
Yes, I did.
All right, cool.
Oh, I say 199 ball
Yep.
bearings.
Yep.
One smaller ball bearing.
Plus 1 tiny ball bearing.
The door is open at this point, correct? Or cracked
The
open?
door, well, it looks like for him to have gotten in, it's about halfway open.
Okay.
I can't tell you anything else unless you do the correct action, so I'm going to
Okay.
just keep my mouth shut.
What do you want me to do? All right, I'll go to you.
Lavinity, curious as to how the being or whatever is inside the room would react, stands to the side of the doorway and then peeks her head at the doorway. And with a calm voice, she says into the room, "Is there anybody in there?"
When you pick your head into the doorway, the blackness does not touch you, but you are able to see a crystal in the middle of the room that is pure orange.
Mm-hmm.
And the blackness seems to be avoiding touching it. You can actually see some of the room around that crystal. as if the blackness has bubbled around it.
How many feet of a dome would you say is clear around the crystal?
Wherever the glow can no longer touch the crystal.
So as far as the glow goes,
Yeah.
How strong is the glow? Is my
It's not super. Imagine a small flame. The
Okay.
glow of a small flame. That's what it
so
would
like in a candle or something.
Exactly, yeah.
Okay. Herlock, I'll pass it to you. Or no, wait. Lavinity has to announce to Herlock that there's a crystal in there. So Lavinity, seeing this interesting crystal in the middle of the room, pulls her head away from the door and looks at Crystal and says with a curious face...
You mean Harlock?
Herlock, sorry. I don't know why I keep saying that. Looks at Harlock and says with a curious face, there seems to be a crystal in the room, and the glow is repelling the darkness. She announces to Harlock.
How big is it?
It would be about the size of your leg, from your knee to your foot.
So it's a long crystal.
That's a big crystal.
Yeah, and it goes into a diamond shape, and then like it's fat in the middle. You know what I mean? It's
Okay.
pointy on both ends, and then like a Sims crystal over their head, that kind of thing.
Oh, I
but
see what
but
you're
orange.
Okay.
saying. Is the crystal moving or is it stationary?
It is completely stationary.
Okay.
I'm gonna slingshot a screw at it. That's what Harlock's gonna do.
So you try to slingshot the screw. The screw shoots into the darkness and does not make it to the crystal.
So it disintegrates, basically.
Okay.
Did you say the light of the crystal was repelling it?
Yeah. Indeed it is.
The thief thinks for a minute.
Huh.
Lavinity, having an idea but not sure it would actually work considering crystals tend to be enchanted, looks at the flashlight and then creeps back to, but not in the door frame, turns the flashlight on and tries to shine it into the room.
As the flashlight turns on, the glow of it shoots a hole straight through the blackness. And the blackness, you hear a as it separates from the glow of the flashlight. You can see the entire line of light from the flashlight all the way to the opposite wall of the room.
How big is this glow? Like, how wide is it?
It's not a huge flashlight, so the glow is moderately big. It's not like super huge.
Is it big enough to fit a human being?
No, not at first, unless you shined it down on yourself.
So I have a question. What does the light in the hallway look like, and can it be detached in any way?
It's a light bulb.
Just a regular light bulb.
It can
Okay.
be detached, but it wouldn't
It won't
possess
work
light
then.
anymore.
Yeah. Okay.
So as the flashlight glows into the darkness and pierces through the blackness, you hear steps coming up the stairs. They're heavy steps, heavy-footed, as if big boots were coming up. And up comes a bald man with a three-piece suit. And he says, "Sorry, I just like to add the heavy effect to scare you." How's it going? I hope you guys enjoyed this first episode of Kevin Broke the Universe. It's been a grand old time. I love seeing you guys try to figure out what's going on when you have absolutely no idea. So, yeah.
That wasn't kind of interesting. I'll say that.
Don't talk to me. Don't. No, don't.
I'm not talking.
Don't talk to me at this
You're
point.
talking to Harlock or
Wait. Okay. Are we in character or are we out of character?
You're in character.
He turns.
He
Harlock-
responds to
Harlock
Max.
turns to Lavinity. Like, oh, Ozzy, I do quite enjoy the structure of this. Wouldn't you say? It's quite.
I wasn't asking for your opinions.
Didn't say you were.
I didn't say I cared.
I'm not saying you care. I'm thinking Lavinity.
I will turn
cares.
your arms to noodles.
We're back to that again.
So that's right. I was.
I will turn
I
your
will-
whole arms into floppy, useless spaghetti noodles.
I will make-
I'm not even joking.
I will make you bleed to death with a double stuffed Oreo right through your veins.
Your arms would turn into floppy noodles.
Lavinity interjects and says to Harlock, "Calm down, Harlock. This guy got us to the situation. Imagine what he could do. I don't think he's joking about this."
Your arms are now noodles.
Oh, no.
You have spaghetti arms now. How's it feel? How's it feel to have spaghetti arms? How do you feel today? Right now, I just want to know, how does having spaghetti noodle arms make you feel?
I hate you. How do
How
I
are
get back
you?
to my normal arms?
Don't worry, they'll be back when the next episode comes, but you're going to have to spend an entire week with spaghetti noodle arms.
Don't you
Just
mean
standing here in this white void
Don't you mean
with
2?
spaghetti noodle arms.
technically 2 weeks?
Technically 2 weeks.
weeks, yeah.
Shut up. I didn't ask. I will turn your feet into spaghetti too. I will turn you into a noodle. An entire noodle.
So I must ask, what else other sort of adventures are we doing here on Tome of Tales?
All right. Well, I guess that wraps up the campaign for today.
Bro!
And for other shows we will be doing next week, we will be doing from 7 to 9, Fallout Floyd and the Boys Club. Please come for that.
And the
then
Boy Club
the
is just added from him, the actual campaign.
following show will be Storyteller's Tome of Tales. Kevin Broke the Universe from 7 to 9 every other Friday.
I hope he fixes it.
Thank you so much for coming and listening to us ramble on about things that don't matter in a room that is dark and hot and I'm sweaty. It has been a blast. My name is Storyteller, and I am here with...
Triple P and Maxwell, and no posters were harmed in the making of this episode.
All the posters were harmed in the making of this episode. Thank you, and enjoy your music.
Or your basketball, of course.
Shut your entire face. Bye. I will turn you into an...